Hey y'all, it's Ali from Little Hill Homestead. We like to, when we get deals on things, buy extra so that we have it for a while. And we like the food security. So we have a closet in that room. It's a converted garage. We have a small closet in there that's kind of a canning closet. And we decided that we wanted to turn it into what I'm gonna call a root closet. We do not have a place for a root cellar. We live in a house that was built in the 90s. We don't have a space for it. We do not have a basement. And so if you're like me, how do you store root vegetables, carrots, potatoes, sweet potatoes, garlic, butternut squash, stuff like that, that, you see all these people store long-term in their cold rooms and their, that stuff that normal people don't have? Well, today we are going to show you, one, how to store all of these between boxes and bags and the best way to preserve them. And we're going to show you how we're going to set up what we're calling the root closet. So keep watching. Okay, so I was showing you, or really quickly, kind of what we bought a bunch of bags of vegetables. Our garden did not do very well this year, so we could not preserve our own. But I like to get these things when they're on sale, which is usually near Thanksgiving and Christmas, and put them away, put them up, as you Southerners say, so that we have them through the winter months. And I like to have stuff in my home ready for me just to grab when we do our meal planning for the week. If I can get stuff on sale, it saves me money in the long run. But things like onions, these are sweet onions, which sweet onions do not store as well as brown or yellow onions. So we're going to be not storing any sweet ones. But I wanted to show you what we're trying to prevent here. So we have a closet. It stays very dark in there. And for the most part, it's in a finished garage that is attached to our house. There's no air vents going into their heater vents or anything like that. So it stays pretty cool. And so we are going to convert it into a root closet for all of these vegetables. I'm going to show you how we're going to process. We have a backup plan. We're going to check on these vegetables, and if this does not work, we do have a back area in our garage that stays really cold all the time, but we get mice and stuff in there, and so I kind of don't want to put our food, one, where it's very hard to get away from our kitchen, and two, where there's critters. So there you go. So for our garlic, and I should have gone, and I wanted to go, but couldn't find any information on the Atlanta Farmers Market, which is up near Atlanta. We're not too far from there, but they have like a big farmers market, and you can go buy from direct from farmers in big amounts. A lot of restaurants and stuff go there, but there was nothing online about it. So all of these either came from Sam's Club or Costco, or we searched for sales local to us, like Kroger and stuff. So for our, what is this? Garlic. I just get, how many pounds is this? This is 2 pounds of garlic. This will last us a couple of months, but to keep it from having issues, I just store it in a glass container. I'm just gonna pour it on in there. Whatever doesn't fit, I will put into our bowl in the house, but it should get really darn close to fitting the whole thing. I've done baskets and stuff for garlic as well. It holds reasonably well as long as it's in a dark closet. So I just do it like that, and then I'll just loosely put that lid on. So there's our garlic. What I will do is check it. You can tell when garlic starts to get funky because it gets soft. And so I will every so often go out and check this just to make sure it's still doing well. All right. So garlic's done. One done. So next I'm going to show you. This makes a mess the whole time. And it's fine because I do it once in a while and then I don't do it for a while. So that part is nice. So I get these vegetable bags. They're mesh produce bags. I get them on Amazon. You can literally get a billion of them for like $5. I think there's 100 in here. I use these to store my onions. So onions and potatoes don't like to be too close to each other. Onions like to be where they can breathe. So these mesh bags are perfect. They are tied on one end. They have some that have different ways of doing it, but these are the ones that we like. I've got 10 pounds of brown or yellow onions. They're the same thing, right? Pretty much. And all I'm going to do, and I will start by saying this too. I had all these in my Azure cart, and I was a little leery because our Azure stuff has to come all the way across the entire United States to get to us. And I am more sometimes about being frugal on things and making sure we get stuff in bulk than I am about getting organic products, if that makes sense. So for this closet, I do have a couple things coming from Azure that I couldn't find local for good deals, but a lot of it, like I said, I could get better prices local to me this time of year. So that's how that kind of worked out. But for the onions, I just inspect them as I pull them out and just make sure they look good. And I'm going to do like 3 per bag. And then I'm just going to tie a knot in the top. And then I will hang these up in our root closet. I'm probably going to get some little S-hooks. We have metal shelves in there. Run it through these bags since there's holes. Hang the S-hooks, and then I'm just going to hang them from the edge of the shelves. So I'm going to process all of our onions this way. Let me just put that to the side so they don't do this. Yeah, I'm going to plant these, by the way. The next thing we've got, so that's our onions. The next thing I have are carrots. I got these 5 pounds of organic carrots at Costco for about $4. The problem that I have is when they have any green on the top right here, that is what's going to like basically compost the method we're doing and rot. And so we need to get the tops off of all of our carrots. So I just go basically to the top. I'll probably get a little better knife, but I just cut off all the little tops of anything that looks gross. It's close to the top. Like that's kind of how you want it to look. That one's fine. But like, see how this has greenery still on it? You got to get that off there or it's going to start to rot in your bins that we're going to do. So I'm going to do this with all of our carrots until my carrots are all clean. Then I'm going to do the onions and the carrots. Garlic is done. And then I'll come back after that and I'll show you once I get my carrots all, see, definitely. You can tell it's already getting slimy. Just cut them off, you guys. That one's okay. So I'm going to do all my carrots, bag up my onions in bags of 3, and I'll be right back. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me cleaning carrots. Although fun, it's just not how you need to spend your day. I have nothing quirky or funny to say about carrots. That's all, folks. No, that's at the end. So get your carrots cleaned up. If you have carrots and you live somewhere that you can just leave them in the ground, that's what I traditionally do. But like I said, our carrots stunk this year. This is a big reason why we're moving our garden is our garden just stunk it up. One, it was very hot and very dry this year. We did go out of town and one of our kids that was supposed to water kind of didn't quite water the way we expected or would have if we were here, but it was also a heat wave. And also the trees have grown so much that it's in the shade. And so it didn't matter really what we did. It just wasn't going to have it this year. So that explains the moving of the garden. But that doesn't mean you can't have good produce and store it when you get good prices. And that's why we're doing this. So just keep on trimming away till you have all your carrots done. And then I'll show you the method on how to get those put away. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so I got our onions done. What I do is I tie a loop on the end of it. Just don't pull it all the way through when you do it. And we have 1, 2, 3. Oops, that one, the loop came out. 4, 6. I have 7 bags. Every one of them has 2 except one has 3. So that'll get us through, honestly, probably 2 months worth of onions. That's my guess on the onion front. Like I was saying, I might get some sweet ones from Azure. The ones we've been getting locally just haven't been lasting as long. And so I'm curious to see if I get the ones from Azure, if they do last longer. So I might order like 3 pounds of them, which it's not a lot. I know that, but it's enough for me to kind of test them out. So our carrots are all trimmed up. All the green is gone. And we ended up, this is like 17 pounds because we had a little bit in the refrigerator. So we have an old office tub. I know it's clear. They're going in a dark closet, so it's fine. And we just so we have a wood shop. It's a garage, but we do woodworking. We make trugs and different stuff. So we get sawdust from that. But if you don't easily have somebody who you know that woodworks, you can you can go to like get cedar chips, like animal cedar chips. That would work for this purpose. Or you can call like a cabinet shop or any woodworking places locally and just see if they have any wood chips or wood sawdust that you can have. A lot of them will say, yeah, just swing by and pick up what you need. You don't need a ton. So we have a bag of it down here. We collect it as we use it underneath the machines, and then we use it for this purpose. So grab a bowl to move this around. Get a little bit of sawdust, and you're going to put it in layers. So I'm going to put, you know what, I have one little, I dropped this and it cracked. So let me get something over that so things won't fall out. Let me just put a little piece of paper towel on the bottom. I don't want sawdust going all over my house since this is going to be living in the house, and I don't want to invest in a new tub. So I just do that. And then I just take these, it's not like treated sawdust, by the way, it's just some sawdust. Probably should wear a mask. So we just do like a little layer at the bottom. I don't want to break my bowl. And I kind of just loosely put them in a single layer. You can run them all different directions. It doesn't really matter. So the sawdust, you can do this with sand as well. Sand to me costs more than sawdust, so this is the way we do it. The sawdust keeps them just moist enough to kind of mimic them being in the ground. I did not wash them or anything, by the way. I do that when I take them out. So I'm hoping you can see it. They're kind of just spaced out a little bit in there. And then I take a little more sawdust and do like another thin layer. And apparently we have a magnolia leaf in there too. Cool. You kind of want a little bit around each carrot so it doesn't touch the other carrots when you put them in. So I'm going to keep doing this until we get our tub full. And then honestly, guys, I've been going all day today because we have kids coming into town, and we've just got, you know, when you have company coming into town, even if it's your kids, you have a lot of life going on. So we've been busy all day. And so can you believe I'm going to say this? I'm very tired. I'm kind of done for the day. I know a lot of you guys are like, my God, you're like Superwoman. How do you finish it all in a day? I don't every day. Sometimes I give myself grace and I stop mid-project, which is what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to stop after the carrots today, kind of set everything to the side and finish it tomorrow. Because then it's crunch time and I'm going to be out of time because company will be here. So I have to have this stuff put away. Nothing like last minute projects, right? All good though. If you did have any carrots that had like soft spots or you just thought they looked a little funky, just leave them out and use them now. Just don't put them in the box. If you have some that are incredibly long, just turn them the other way and just keep layering up. Just try not to have them touch each other. In this case, you do not want them to reach out and touch anyone's hand. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, let me get this finished up and I'll be right back to show you what it looks like. Here is our carrot bin ready to go. I did the last layer and I covered it. It's fully covered. I'm just going to pop a lid on it. And then this is going to go into our root closet, just like this. I'm going to put away the sawdust and stuff because I'm not going to use that for any other projects. The last ones I've got are my sweet potatoes and my regular potatoes. And my sweet potatoes are actually done, so I can show you those. And I have to go box hunting for my potatoes. So for sweet potatoes and potatoes, we did a couple different versions. We left them on the shelf in just a cold place. We've tried that you can do them in sand. There's all kinds of different ways to store potatoes. The bags, we did try that too. The best thing, because it absorbs some of the moisture from the potatoes and it keeps it dark, is a good old box. I prefer, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find copy paper boxes because the lid fits on them. When I put these on my shelf, it's very hard to get in there to get what you need if you don't have a box with a removable lid. So I'll either do that or I will cut these flaps off and then just slide a piece of cardboard on top of it that you can easily just move out of the way. But these are all of our sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes were on sale at Kroger for 44 cents a pound, so we got enough of those to last. We put them in our dog food, and we eat them. So I got those. I don't wash them. I don't anything. When I dug through the bins, the biggest thing with sweet potatoes that you need to look for are ones with bug damage. So bugs like to burrow into these, and so go through the bin and just make sure you don't have any with holes in them. And then same thing with this. I will just open it as we use it and just check to make sure that everything in here still looks good. You can also, because these are going to be in a closet, you can tell if something starts to go bad because you'll start to get some smells coming from the closet. So that's how I'm going to store these. I will probably end up just cutting this off, like I was saying, and either getting like a thicker piece of like craft cardboard to slide on top of it as just a lid that just sits on there, not actually like can close. So I'm going to do that for this one. And then I have a box over here. I just need to put tape on it for my 20 pounds of potatoes. So I will get that. And then tomorrow I'm going to show you guys how we're going to clean this closet and set it up as a cold pantry, cold storage, root closet. That's what I'm going to call it. These are all root vegetables, so that's what I'm going to go with. All right. I'll be back tomorrow when I have some more energy in my life. Sounds like a plan to me. See you tomorrow. I'm a big liar. I decided that I want to get everything at least in the boxes and containers because doing that closet alone is already going to be a big enough project, and this is only going to take me a couple more minutes. So our bags of potatoes, I opened them earlier today because potatoes in plastic are just a moisture trap. And so I did not wash our potatoes, but I'm going to check each one and I'm going to put it in this box. I'm going to do one layer across the bottom. This is what I did with our sweet potatoes as well, because they basically are both root vegetables. I know that they're different families, but they're basically the same difference. My kids hate when I say that. So I'm just making sure there's no mushy spots or funky stuff at all. So this box, 10 pounds, fits perfectly across the bottom of it. So there's our one layer. I'm going to take, do you guys get Amazon packages that comes with this paper? I'm going to put some of this over that layer of potatoes. I just don't want my one layer of potatoes to be touching my other one, just for a little extra protection. It's not necessary. Newspaper, sorry, that's crunching right at you. Newspaper works too. And so I'm going to take my second bag. Like I was saying, these are on a good deal just because of the holidays. Like that one's still a little damp, so I'm going to just make sure the damp is face up. That's why you got to get it out of these bags. If you have time, you can put them out like on your patio on like a table and just let them dry out for a couple days that way too, to make sure they're really good and dry. I feel comfortable. They're dry enough for me to put in the box this way. All right. And we have layer number 2 going in. So there's our potatoes. They are ready to go. All I need to do is figure out what I'm going to put on the top of them. I think I'm just going to find a piece of cardboard that's a little bit bigger than this box, like I was saying, and set it on top because I need it to be airtight, not airtight, light tight. Sean's good with boxes, so maybe I'll have him build me a lid. If not, I'll just set some on top of it. I just want no light going in. But the cardboard is great for potatoes because it absorbs their moisture, and being in a cold, dark spot is the best thing for potatoes and for sweet potatoes. You can do potatoes in sand as well. You need your sand to be really dry, and the only bag of sand I have right now is wet, and it would take me 2 weeks to let it dry out. So this is the route we're going this year. So all of my vegetables are prepped. Now it's time for closet, which means tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing the closet. Okay, that's it. Good night, guys. All right, guys, this is our converted garage. And this is what life actually looks like as someone who does recipes, and as weird as it is to say, is an influencer. Because I'm constantly making stuff, and it goes literally around the corner. I'm constantly making stuff. Here's our canning shelf. I'm out of room, which is why there's canning jars literally everywhere. So that's our new stuff. There's even canning jars and fire cider hidden here. So let me back up and show you guys what we're working with. This is our canned goods. This cabinet or closet is all of our dried goods. I have a video on what's in there. This little one, I think it used to be a water heater closet or something, to be honest. But let me show you what the inside looks like. Okay, here's the inside. The top shelf is supposed to be canners, but instead one's on the floor. It's some random jars, a little bit of butternut, and then the bottom we keep toilet paper and paper towels. And then I have some, you know, canning jars in there. So all this is gonna come out. I'm gonna work on that right now. And then all of this, which is buried, is going in. I'm gonna need a lot more Mountain Dews to get through this. But this is the closet. This room, like I said, does not have heat or air going to it, so it stays consistently cool. And keeping just root vegetables in this closet, it won't be opened a ton. So here's what we're working with, and I will show you the process. But I do have all of our potatoes. Here's our potatoes, our sweet potatoes, our onions, our garlic, and our carrots. That all needs to fit in there. Plus, I need to make room because I am going to order some stuff from Azure. Oh, there's some pumpkins hidden over here too. As if, you know, we're going to bake those. So there's pumpkins. Ice machines, bread machines, juicers, oats from Azure, some dog food, a water filtration system that broke. Y'all, this is real life. Oh, my Foamimo, it just chills right there. The baking or the beauty series, there it is. And look, I have a canner and a meat slicer over here next to a treadmill that we don't use. So, okay, let's get started. Okay, we're all cleaned out. I did vacuum really quick, just the bottom layer. I'm leaving the dried goods, our paper towels, toilet paper, dog food, and Kleenex tissue stuff down here only because I don't really have another place and they're bulky and big. And we actually moved these shelves and reinforced them a couple years ago to make that space for that stuff. So that gives me, and then the canning stuff's going to stay up top because, again, I don't have another place for it. I need more room. The problem with having too many kitchen gadgets is Sean's going to have to build me something. So it gives me 3 shelves. And then I used to store, okay, so my kids, when we lived in California, I bought this and it hung in their bedroom. And it would be days of the week clothing. So I have 3 kids. And so each day when they were littler, I would do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then I would do laundry on Sunday and restock it for the next week. But I think it's going to work perfect for holding all of our squash. The acorns are a little tight, but they went, so we're good. I'll keep an eye on if the plastic affects it at all. But my hope is with our next Azure order to kind of fill that up with butternut and acorn. Also, I'm thinking for the onions, I'm going to get a bungee cord and run it. I think options here, either tethers. I got to look at what we have in the garage. The other thing is I put my garlic in this container, which is nice, but I have a giant pile of crap on the floor over here. I have this pot. I got it at a thrift store for like $1 a couple of years ago. It's this beautiful periwinkle blue, and it is enamelware. I love enamelware. I've cooked it a few times, but I don't use it consistently. So I thought garlic in this would be super cute because I do want it to open it and be pretty, right? I mean, I'm still a girl. I still want things to be pretty. So I think I'm going to swap my garlic to that, and I'm going to slowly move my boxes in and my pumpkins. So let me get my garlic swapped. I just think it's going to be cuter than this. I don't know. It's either that or donut vac or to a thrift store. And I don't want to do that. Plus, it fits beautifully. Okay, that's going to work. These were a little bit tight. I usually use this and just don't put a lid on it. This one I like because it can breathe. We got room for more. So if I order some from Azure to see longevity-wise which one's better. Who orders garlic from Azure? I was debating on getting 1 pound. It's way more expensive than getting it locally. But 1 pound is only like 5 cloves, and it costs more than this tub. So debating right there. So our garlic definitely needs to make an appearance in the closet, right? I'm thinking my potatoes, I'm going to do both on the same row. So let me get my regular potatoes. Got my and I can reach in here to get stuff easily. That was my main thing, is I don't want it to be a pain or I won't use it. And by the way, I didn't get dressed yet today. Can you tell? I like to get up and do things right after I have coffee and I have energy before the house starts getting busy. Sean's still asleep. And our youngest that still lives here is still asleep, so it's early. But the light just came up. I'm caffeinated, and I'm ready to go. So, sweet potatoes. I'm going to see if they fit right next to my potatoes. They do, beautifully, with a little space between. So I'm just going to slide them to the middle. Like I was saying, I think I'm going to find a piece of cardboard that fits perfectly on top of that. Actually, I saved one over here. Let me grab it. I'm going to cut this one down, if it fits, to sit right on top of our potatoes. So that it's like easy to get in and out, you know what I mean? We'll see. I'm going to mess with that, but that's the general idea of what we're going to do there. I have our carrots. Let me get those in here as well. And again, we still have enough room on top. We'll be just fine. Let's see. Doesn't quite fit the other way, so we're going to leave it sideways. I'm just going to slide it to the side. I'm going to label everything once we get it in here so we know what's what. Onions. Okay, so potatoes and onions. By the way, I'm huffing and puffing because these are like 20 to 30 pounds each. So I am out of shape. It's fine. Onions and potatoes don't like to be right next to each other. They both let off gases that make the other one ripen quickly. So we're going to put our potatoes as low as we can. And I'm going to put my onions up here as high as I can. Ideally, you want them like 2 feet apart. I'll watch them. And if it becomes an issue, then we'll change it like I was saying. But, you know, this is like a learning curve, right? How many people... Okay, let me tell you this. We did a ton of research before we started this because I wanted to make sure that we were able to preserve these long term and that it would make sense. Like I was saying, we don't have the finances to build a root cellar nor a place to do so. We don't live in an old farmhouse. It didn't come with a basement. I don't have a place for this except for here. This is the only place I've got. And so I did the most research to make sense with what I have. Like I said, we're doing this for low dollar. I'd rather spend my money on good produce than cute containers. Does that make sense? Okay, so the next thing I've got pumpkins. These were our Halloween ones. I'm going to just put these, let's see. We'll see where they fit. I'm just going to put them on one of the shelves. We are going to cut these and bake them at some point, but pumpkins will last forever in here too. A cool, dark place, you're good. They're kind of the same concept as our butternut and stuff. So I'm going to get those in there. We have a white one. We have a beautiful blue one. And then we got one called a knucklehead that has like the bumps all over it. Yeah. Those were on our front porch, but you know, I don't like things to go to waste. So we're going to bake those at some point. The last thing I've got is my onions, you guys. Okay. I'm debating on hooks for it. But I'm thinking if I hook them on here, these racks can handle the weight and they'd be far enough away from our potatoes. That's what I'm hoping. So let me go get some hooks. What do we think so far? How's it looking so far? It looks clean and organized. That's what we're going for. Here's my theory. I need to make sure that this is organized and clean so that when I open it and I have jars and random crap in my hands, I don't feel the need to shove it in here with our food. So, food only in here. That's what we're aiming for. Well, let me go get some hooks to figure out the onions. And then if there's anything else we can make sense to fit in here, I'll fit it in here. But I think I'd rather leave space. Welcome to my brain. This is how it works. 15 directions at once. My husband always says, okay, you got to slow down. You're moving too fast. I don't even know what your first thought was. So, welcome to it. Okay, let me go get some hooks. We'll be right back. Okay, I went to the garage and I found some S hooks, some carabiner hooks, and these, I don't even know what these are. So these are what we're going to use. I only had 5. I think there might be some in the old garden, but I'm not going out there right now to dig. So I'm just going to hook these up on our shelf, kind of to the sides, so they're kind of out of the way. And And then I made the loops on the end of our onions like this. I just didn't pull it all the way through. I'm hoping, it looks like it might not work, but if not, there's enough mesh for it to go through the hooks. No big deal. All right, and they're just slightly off the shelf so I could still fit something on there and maneuver around it if I had to. I am not using the loops because it's not going to hold on the loops, so I'm just running it through the mesh. That's fine though. Welcome to real life. Perfectly imperfect pantry. The S-hooks are working a little bit easier, so I may double up some of them on there. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm just running the S-hook through the onion bag like that. So I'll just do a couple on each one. I just want airflow. That's my biggest thing, is I want the airflow to get around the onions so they stay good. So I don't want them too close together, but then this one didn't have like a really good paper peel around it, like the skin is missing. So that one I'm gonna put it closest to the front so that I use that first. And these will be easy to pop off, these little hooks, to use them. They'll just lift off. Okay, so my onions are up. My pumpkins are in. My carrots are good. My potatoes just need a cover. And then I have to clean up all of the junk I took out, but that's a whole other thing. What are we thinking? I'm thinking it's working so far. I have plenty of room for some of the other things I was thinking about putting in here, so that excites me. Because I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to have like one full row of butternut. But this is going to work, I think, for that purpose. So let me go figure out. I look around like there's magically going to be a lid that fits on here. Let me go look around for a lid. I might go get a piece of like plywood, not a heavy one. We have some chipboard type wood down by the garage. Lids coming up. All right, here's our final for now. Our onions are hanging, like I said, from little hooks, so those will just stay airy and out of the way, and they're far enough from our potatoes I feel comfortable for now. Pumpkins, we'll get those used up. Garlic, it's not airtight, so it should be good, but it's nice and dark in there. Our carrots in our sawdust. Again, I'm going to label all these. What I figured out for the potatoes is I use these drying mats for canning, and I needed to find a place for them. So for now, they're perfect to keep. They stay like right on top of here, and I can get to my potatoes really easily. And then, of course, the floor is just what it was. Then our door. Look at all the butternut I'll be able to put in here. Yeah, I'm not going to fill it, but what do you guys think? I'm thinking this is going to work nicely. Like I said, it's nice and cool in this cabinet closet. It doesn't get a lot of light at all because we keep it closed most of the time. Now here's my problem. I added to the mess. Yeah, that was a success, right? When you make a bigger mess, I don't know if it counts. Anyways, we'll just pretend it's beautiful. Look at that. All right. Canning closet. So I'll keep you guys updated on, it's not a canning closet. I called it a canning closet. I'll keep you guys updated on our root closet. I'll continue to pull stuff from it. My main thing is I want to see how long things go without sprouting, getting mushy, stuff like that. So today is, it's Sunday, November 24th, 5th, whatever it is. So there we are. And I'll do some check-ins. But that's our root closet for now, guys. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it lasts. If I did anything wrong, call me out because I know you guys will. If you have better ideas for how to store any of this stuff in like a closet versus the containers that I did, let me know. If this doesn't work, I'll swap it up. So there we go. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you as always. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, hit subscribe because honestly, you don't ever know what you're going to get at Little Hill Homestead. We could be making Fireball one day and putting pumpkins in a closet the next. You just don't know. So hit that subscribe. Thanks for watching.